Austin has many things to offer that people come here for, whether it's the highly respected restaurant culture, the world-renowned live music scene, diverse lifestyle activities, gorgeous natural landscapes. We have plenty of things that bring people here all the time, but how do you know where to live? With so many options in neighborhoods and areas, there's almost too many to narrow down. For this video, we chose our top 7 neighborhoods in Austin to live in. If that's the information you came to find, stay tuned. Hey guys and gals, welcome to another edition of Living in Austin, Texas. If this is your first time to the channel and you're wanting to know what it's like to work, eat, sleep, breathe, play, live in Austin, Texas, we've got your back, so consider subscribing. We get calls, texts, and emails from people that are moving and relocating here all the time, and we absolutely love it. So if you're wanting that perfect neighborhood, that perfect area for your lifestyle, you've got to reach out. Days, nights, weekends, call us, text us, email us. We've got your back and we're happy to help. That's what we're here for. So without further ado, let's jump into those top 7 neighborhoods in Austin, Texas. Now keep in mind, in this video, there were so many areas and neighborhoods to go over to list for you guys, but we narrowed it down just to 7. So in future videos, we absolutely will make a list of the most affordable neighborhoods, the most luxurious neighborhoods, the best areas. But in this one, we're just gonna give you 7 of the top neighborhoods that just give you a little bit of everything and give you a good idea of what it can be like to live in Austin, Texas. And remember, once a week, the guys and I do vlog tours, certain areas, certain neighborhoods, certain suburbs, boots on the ground view of the eateries, of the experience of what it's like to be in these areas. So please be sure to comment down below of any areas, neighborhoods, or suburbs that you have in mind or that you're curious about seeing, and we'd be happy to cover it for you. In addition, make sure you ask any questions. We'd love to get involved and talk with you guys down below in the comments. Let's go ahead and start with Terrytown. Now, Terrytown is west of the Mopac Expressway. It's north of Lake Austin, and just for reference, it's about 3 miles north of the downtown metro area. Terrytown tends to be pretty sought after. There's lake access, there's good schools, it's nice and quiet, there's parks. It has a lot of character, you have local coffee shops, and as far as homes go, you've got something as old as maybe the 30s or 40s, all the way up to new modern luxury architecture. Now, I'm partial to those contemporary, modern, chic, designed homes, if I could afford them, but you find a lot of these homes from the 30s and 40s, they're well taken care of, they're renovated, and they have a certain charm to them, a certain rich history that you don't see a lot with the newer builds. Now, just for frame of reference, on the low end, you might have anywhere from $300,000 to $350,000, all the way up to about $1, $2, or even $3 million. So that's quite a range, but it also tells you that you have a lot of options to choose from, stylistically, price-wise, and size-wise. To provide you with an example, I found one that was around $350,000. It was 2 beds, 2 baths, about only 960 square feet, built in around 1980, 1981, I believe. Property taxes were about $5,000 a year. Yes, Texas and its damn property taxes. And the HOA was about $285 a month. Now, granted, that can always change and that just depends, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what one of those lower priced homes in Terrytown is going to be like, what it's going to run you, what you can expect. So let's move right along to the next neighborhood, which is Mueller. Now, Mueller is in East Austin. It's about 4 miles away from that downtown metro area, and it's a different vibe. It's very eco-conscious. You've got restaurants, you've got offices, you've got neighborhood centers, you've got independent shops, you've got your retail chains, you've got lakes, you've got parks, and even more. Now, Mueller's gonna be a bit of a mix. You've got your traditional houses, you've got some lofts, you've got some townhomes, and the oldest of which is gonna be just from about 2007. So this is a pretty new neighborhood that is still being built today in terms of new builds and new options to have. And fun fact, it's also home to the innovative child's museum called Thinkery. Pretty cool vibe. I personally like the Mueller area. It's very vibrant, it's very energetic, it's very fresh, it's a nice change of pace. and you're gonna find that your average house is probably gonna be around that 650 range. And as with anything that's relatively new in the city of Austin, it's going to have a great, fun, exciting vibe. A lot of our clients in the past have specifically said, we want something in Mueller, we want to check out what's available, and we can't blame them. It's a nice place to live for all kinds of people, and it has a great draw, I would say. So well deserving for this exclusive list. We're going to change it up a bit now and talk about Avery Ranch. Now, I happen to grow up in Avery Ranch, so I know a little bit more about it than most places. I know it quite intimately. Avery Ranch is a master planned community. Well, I would say Austin's definition of master plan, because in certain cities like Houston, a master plan community can be like its own town, whereas Avery Ranch is just a very big neighborhood. It has shops. There's an Avery Ranch liquor store, it has a Walgreens, it has a CVS. For the longest time we had a smoothie shop. Now we have that delicious Summer Moon Cafe. There was a Quiznos there, there's a barbecue joint there. Anything from jewelry to a watch repair shop to its own dentistry. In addition to all of that, you have basketball courts, you have tennis courts, you have, I want to say, 3 or 4 different pools scattered throughout the Avery Ranch neighborhood. It also happens to be nearby Brushy Creek, which is a gorgeous little body of water, about 60 acres. There's also the Brushy Creek Park. It has a skateboarding area, it has soccer, it has baseball, walking trails, people go fishing there. It's a great vibe. It's just about 5 minutes away from the main hub of the neighborhood. I'd also be remiss if I didn't mention its own golf course. I believe it's about 18 holes. Golf personally is not my thing, although I've always wanted to be someone who plays golf. I've always wanted to have that skill set and be able to say, yeah, I know how to play golf. I don't, but I know how to play putt-putt and I know how to do top golf. And maybe one day I can go and try out the Avery Ranch course and watch my life come full circle. On that note, it was quite a number of years ago. I was much smaller, but we had this little charity golf tournament festival thing. I don't know the details intricately, but there were celebrities there. And at the time, I was really into the actor Dennis Quaid. I saw his movie Frequency with Jim Caviezel, and it was one of my favorite movies growing up. His character was named Francis, he went by Frank. My name is Francis, and I go by Frank because of that movie, fun fact. Anyways, there were other stars there from Disney, and I think even Frankie Muniz was there, and a bunch of other big names, but when I heard that Dennis Quaid was coming to Austin, Texas, I had to go. And I remember I went with my father. It was about a 105-degree day because summers in Texas, that's just what you expect. And it was exciting, it was a little bit miserable, but we went to the golf course and we just walked along throughout the holes, and we just, is that him? Is that him? Is that him? And so we finally found him, and my dad and I approached him, and I think my dad was the one who said, hey, isn't that Dennis Quaid? And I just kind of froze, and at the time I was wearing this little tie-dye tank top, and I didn't even think to bring a camera. I didn't think to bring really anything for an autograph. I don't know why. I was probably too nervous to really account for any of that stuff. And keep in mind, this was before social media. This was before, taking a selfie with your favorite celebrity. So I just came with my tie-dye tank top, and luckily I think it was Dennis who had a marker on him. So I shyly just approached him and said, hi, my name is Francis. I love your movie Frequency, and it's really good to meet you, Dennis. And he has this big smile. I don't know if you know who Dennis Quaid is, hopefully you do, but he had this, these cheekbones, right? And this great big smile, and it just came on his face, and he was very gracious and very down to earth, and he could have blown me off, right? But he took the time to shake my hand and make a little small talk with me, and he signed the tie-dye shirt, and that's a moment I'll never forget in Avery Ranch of all places. So that's it's a pretty cool experience that I treasure to this day. It's a little random, Dennis Quaid, I know, but hey. Now, Avery Ranch is about 20 miles north of downtown, so you can get there obviously if you want, but you're not necessarily immersed. It's not like you can step out your door and call an Uber 5 minutes away and be on 6th Street. It's not quite like that. You have your main freeways here, your toll roads you can hop on and drive, I'd say anywhere. If there's no traffic, you can get there in 25 minutes. If there's typical traffic, it can be 40 plus minutes just to get to the heart of downtown, but it is close enough to the freeway where you can just get right on and take it down. If downtown is more of a an occasion for you like it was for me. Now, things to note in Avery Ranch, you're gonna see homes that start today probably in the low 300s. Certainly when I moved here years ago with my family, it was significantly cheaper, but things have appreciated here. So you're looking at those low 300s, but it goes upwards to close to $1 million. I think the high end in Avery Ranch is probably going to be in that 700,000, 800,000, maybe 900,000 price range, with maybe, I want to say 5,000 to 6,000 square feet maximum. Lots of pools over there. But the thing is, Avery Ranch is divided into two halves. So if you're going on your main road called Palmer, and it takes you to Avery Ranch, you have one side of Avery Ranch and the other side. And to be blunt, you have the rich side, and then you have the not so rich side, the normal side, or when I was a kid growing up, I called it the poor side. It's still gorgeous. Like I said, master plan community, very nice, very well kept, but very normal, average, quaint homes. And then just across that main street called Palmer, and you go into the other side, all of a sudden you have the gigantic pool, you have the golf course, you have these gigantic homes that are just, it feels like you're in a different world from the other side of Avery Ranch besides the scenery. And that's where you find your tennis courts, your basketball courts, all of this good stuff. So that's something to keep in mind with Avery Ranch. You do have quite a wide variety of types of homes depending on your budget. I grew up lower middle class, and we could still afford to get into Avery Ranch. If you want to stretch your budget, you have your options for that too, and it's a good neighborhood for people from all walks of life, really. Another good thing about Avery Ranch is you're so close to all the award-winning schools within either the Round Rock Independent School District or the Leander Independent School District. Just in the area I grew up in Avery Ranch, 2 blocks from my house was actually an elementary school in the neighborhood. The other side of Avery Ranch also has some schools as well. So it's well located if you're wanting to bring a family here, or even if you're living the bachelor lifestyle. You know, there's things for everyone here, but I would say it specifically caters to these families that are creating their lives and raising their kids, like myself. I think I turned out okay. Beware of the HOAs though. I don't want to get myself in trouble. I don't know who's watching this video, but with any master plan type of community like Avery Ranch, you're going to have strict HOAs, and oftentimes costly. So just be ready for that. And most neighborhoods do have some sort of version of an HOA, but when you're talking about neighborhoods like this, and they want to preserve themselves and remain nice for a very long time, it's going to be a little bit more strict. So just keep that in mind. Before we move on, I want you guys to meet Duke. Duke is my corgi. He grew up in Avery Ranch. Yes, he did. And if you like this video and we're providing value to you and we're being helpful to you, and you like my dog, please consider tapping that like button. It really helps us grow as we continue to make more content for you guys. And maybe one day he'll enjoy getting held. I don't know. Okay, good boy. Moving right along, we're going to talk about Terra Vista. Now, Terra Vista is in that Round Rock, Georgetown suburb area, another maybe 20-30 minutes north of the downtown metro area. And just recently we put out a vlog video of Round Rock, Texas, and in that video we got some great shots of the Terra Vista community, so feel free to check that out as well if you're curious. So Terra Vista is another master plan community. It is also centered around its own golf course as well. There's another elementary school there. It has award-winning development. And you have homes that range anywhere from maybe 2,000 square feet upwards of 4,000 square feet. Your price here will fluctuate between, I'd say, maybe the 400s up to a little over $1 million. What I happen to like about Terra Vista, what I think is really cool, is that it has a wide array of home builders within the neighborhood. So you've got your Taylor Morrison, you've got your D.R. Horton, Meritage, Ryland, Buffington, Centera. So you really have a wide array of sizes and styles and prices, anything from a normal quaint house to a gated community. And what's cool about Terra Vista is you have subdivisions within the neighborhoods. It's such a big neighborhood that you have these sections within sections of the neighborhood, much like Avery Ranch, which had Granite Shoals, the Highlands, Brookside. It's similar, and it's common in master plan communities like this to have these areas within areas. And I hear a lot about Terra Vista, I always have, and it is a lovely place. The only thing, like I said, is you are a bit removed from downtown, and if you're moving to Austin to experience Austin, well, Terra Vista is technically in Round Rock, and it's minutes from Georgetown, and so yes, you're in the greater Austin area, but you are a bit removed. However, that can be a great thing. If you're like me, I prefer to dip my toes in the city of Austin, but a lot of people love the city of Austin, and for good reason. It's just something to keep in mind if you're moving here, to know just how far away you'll be. Now, speaking of downtown, let's talk about downtown. Downtown is awesome. Just because I don't like to go all the time doesn't mean I probably shouldn't go more often or wish I would. You've got kayaking, you've got dog parks, you've got Lady Bird Lake, you've got Zilker Park, you've got paddleboarding, you've got endless bike trails, you've got sports. UT is college football is huge here, college basketball, college baseball. And of course, after sunset, it comes alive in a new way. They shut down 6th Street. You can go to Rainy Street. You have all these different options and bars and clubs and restaurants and eateries downtown. The nightlife really perks up. The food trucks come in, the cops bar off the streets. It's a great time. And one of my favorite things about downtown is once a year at Zilker Park, they do what's called the Trail of Lights. Now, Trail of Lights for me growing up was magic. It was something I would look forward to every year, where they string up this gigantic tree just made of lights. I don't even know how many feet. They have fresh kettle corn, they have fresh hot cocoa, they have corn dogs, hot dogs, all types of foods. And then what you do is you start walking, and you have ambient music, and you're walking just through the streets of Zilker Park, because it is quite a humongous park. And along the way you have these shops for drinks and food, and you can get your beers. If you like yourself a brewski, you can get a brewski. I always enjoy the hot chocolate personally, because at that time of year it's always a little bit cold. As you walk through, you have these magnificent structures of lights. They bring in characters from cartoons and movies, and it's a gorgeous landscape. It's a great environment to take your date, to take your kids, to just go by yourself. It's something to look forward to every year, and it's something that Austinites certainly pride themselves in hosting. In addition to that, something I really like about downtown is the Driscoll Hotel. The Driscoll Hotel, rumored to be haunted, if that's your thing. If it's not, I'm not here to say. But my brother and we always loved these, apparently haunted hotels, and the Driscoll's one of them. It's very old. If you look up the oldest photos of Austin, you can see the Driscoll still standing. And we like to go and just explore. I don't know if they like that, but we would just walk through the hallways. They have these creepy paintings, and it has a nice bar downstairs, and you're close to 6th Street, and you can just lounge and enjoy it. It's a great hallmark, it's a great staple of the city of Austin. My brother, he stayed once on his own in the past, and he claims that he had experienced some things, some moments that made him really ponder if it really was haunted. Zoinks. Jeepers! Another great attraction that downtown has is the Moody Theater, where they have ACL live shows every year. My brother at the time, he tricked me in a surprise sort of way, and we took a lift down to downtown, and he said, yeah, we're just gonna see some local jazz band, because we like seeing some of our local music. It's the thing to do here in Austin. We started seeing a line forming, and we're just kind of like, I wonder what this line is for. And I think that it was then when he decided to reveal the surprise, and he showed me his phone, and I was looking at the online receipt of some tickets to see Chicago at the Moody Theater, and I was absolutely ecstatic. I then realized, oh, that's what we're here for. We're at the theater already. We just kind of stumbled upon it accidentally. And Chicago really, for me, was such a humongous part of my life. I had the pleasure of seeing them with Earth, Wind & Fire when I was much younger, so I didn't remember quite as well. And you go in Moody Theater, and really It's amazing. You go up these long steps, and then you're at this outdoor terrace on one of the many floors it has, and there's outdoor bars, there's outdoor food, and you're just kind of leaning over the edge, admiring the beauty of downtown while you enjoy your cocktail and your taco. You go in, and there's a bar on the right, there's a bar on the left, there's a bar in the entrance, a bar in the back, endless amounts of bars. Which was great. You know, I enjoy myself a good cocktail with the show. And it was just an amazing experience, and that was one of my favorite Austin memories. And then the night was still young by then. I think it was 9 or 10. And one of the great things to do in Austin are the scooters. We found these Lyft scooters, these Uber scooters, I forget what the brand was, and you just scan it, you know, on your phone, and you have the app, you pay, and then you just got to ride. So we started riding all around Austin and just enjoying the night. And the amount of things to do in Austin really is endless. Whatever your interests are, whatever you're in the mood to do, you can do it. But let's get back down to business. The average size in Austin, you're looking at around 1,500 square feet. And you're mostly going to see luxury condos or garden style condos and lofts, as with any downtown area. I would describe it as upscale, sophisticated, but at the same time laid back, because it still is Texas. There still is this laid back atmosphere that comes with living in Texas, but you're mixing it with this very youthful, vibrant, progressive metro area, and the marriage of the two is quite something to be desired, and it's really enjoyable personally. Now, as with any downtown area, you can expect it to be pretty expensive. I was just looking, for the sake of an example for this video, I was looking at a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 850 square feet for $500,000. It was well over $500,000. And you can get a 1-bedroom apartment in North Austin for quite a bit less, right? So that is something to remember. You know, if you're moving to the downtown area, you can probably find some good deals, some good bargains, and we love helping people with that too. But you can expect that city living, those city prices, and well, it just starts there, right? And it goes up and up and up and up and up. All right, moving on to our second to last neighborhood in this top 7 video, and that is going to be Steiner Ranch. Now, Steiner Ranch is one of the largest master plan communities in all of Austin. Just within Steiner Ranch, there are 35 neighborhoods alone. It really is considered to be one of the best. It was developed, I think, in the mid-90s, right along our own Colorado River. And so you've got your own golf course, of course. You have your HEB, you have stores, you have waterfront clubs, you have neighborhood centers. It really is just a humongous area. I mean, if you're from Austin, you've heard of Steiner Ranch. I mean, you just can't not hear of it. It is one of the hallmarks, these staples of these master plan communities that Austin is really trying to grow more of. Steiner Ranch as well is a little bit removed from downtown. I want to say anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes, just depending. One of the things I must be honest about that I don't like about Steiner Ranch is it's largely on a road called 620, and 620 is the bane of my and many people's existences. It is full of traffic lights. It is often always backed up. There are, of course, other roads and other ways to get there. That might be a bit of a longer drive if you want to avoid the headache of that traffic. But for a lot of the access to Steiner Ranch and all the stores and areas within it, you have to use that 620 road, and it can absolutely be worth it. Don't get me wrong. Steiner Ranch is Steiner Ranch, right? But that is one of the drawbacks to it, is that main road that you have to use to get to that area. However, in my opinion, all that being said, it is a small price to pay. I mean, come on, it's Steiner Ranch. And with Steiner Ranch, I would say the cheapest you can find is probably around that $500,000 to maybe $550,000 range. However, I would say your median, your average is probably between $600,000 and $700,000. And naturally, you can find upwards of $1 million if you're wanting to stretch that budget. All right, so our last neighborhood in this top 7 video is going to be Westlake. Westlake is some of the most exclusive real estate that Austin has to offer. It's a gorgeous landscape. You're in the hills. You might find some for under $1 million. Of course, you know, the selection out there, but easily over $1 million, easily. A majority of your options are going to be in that realm. It's close to Barton Creek. It's close to Zilker Park. It's close to Lyons Municipal Golf Course. It's located near all these types of shops, and yoga. I mean, you name it, you've got it. I mean, Westlake is, like I said, the most desirable place here. You're minutes from downtown Austin, not very far removed at all, and you're close to major freeways. So if you want to get really anywhere in the greater Austin area or even more south, you just leave your neighborhood and get right on. The homes were made probably around, I'd say the 70s or 80s is when the neighborhood really started to grow up. But even still, I mean, it's absolute gorgeous real estate, gorgeous property. I love going through that area and just seeing what's out there. So whether you want the suburban heaven, 20 minutes from downtown, or you want downtown itself, or you want the young charm of the vibrant Mueller neighborhood, or you want the luxury, if you're going to stretch that budget and go for the gold in Westlake, whatever it is, you've got to reach out. Days, nights, weekends, call, text, or email. We've got your back when you're moving here, and we get calls all the time from people relocating, and we absolutely love it. So contact us and let us help you and do what we love to do and make it easier for you. And again, comment down below if you have questions, if you want vlog tours of certain areas, or you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, if this video provided value to you, please hit the like button, it helps us grow. And you can look forward to more videos like this one or more boots on the ground videos like our vlogs. Either way, when it comes to living in Austin, we're the channel for you. So until the next video, we'll catch you later.